Hello, Joko Christian here, and in this video, I'm going to talk about project closing and project management. The learning objective for this video is for you to understand the process of project closing in project management. In the screen, as you can see, we have project management knowledge areas, and in the closing part, there are two knowledge areas, which is integration and procurement. The processes for project procurement management knowledge areas is closing procurements, and the process for project integration management knowledge areas is closing the project. Let's start with closing procurement. The definition is closing procurement will be an activities to end a contract that related to 1. The process of completing each project procurement. 2. Product verification to verify whether all activities that stated in the contract have been executed as defined in the contract. 3. Preparing a statement of the verification results. And 4. End the contract. It could be happen that the contract be stopped before the work is completed. And this should be based on the clauses in the contract. If there's any penalties or any secondary phase that needs to be finished and done if the contract is stopped before the work is completed. Closing the procurement have inputs from project management plan, procurement documentation, which at least contain contract document including the updates, supporting schedules, requested and approved changes, technical documentation from the supplier, supplier performance report, and financial reports. Using the tools and techniques of procurement audits, which use structured reviews of the realization of the procurement plan, and procurement audits that use to identify success and fail activities, combined with procurement negotiation and record management system, we will deliver the output of formally stated close contract and organizational process assets updates, such as in the contract file, the deliverables acceptance document, and the lessons learned. Part 2 is closing the project. Closing the project have a definition of the process of finalizing all activities across of all the project management process group to formally close. This is the keyword, to formally close the project or phase. It will provide lesson learned, formal ending of project work, and the release of organizational resource to pursue other endeavors, such as other projects. To understand the closing of project, let's see this data flow. To close a project or phase, we have three major contributors. First, the validate scope entity, which we use to determine whether the deliverables are accepted or not. Then, the entities of develop project management plan, whereas the project management plan as the output, and entities from organization, which contribute organizational process assets. These three contributions then will determine the closing project or closing the phase. After a closing project or closing the phase, we can have the final product to the customer and an organizational process assets updates for the organization. To close the project, we use the input of project management plan, accepted deliverables, organizational process assets, as we have seen from the previous slides, and using the tools and techniques of expert judgment, analytical techniques, and meetings to serve the outputs of final product, service, or result, transitions, organizational process assets such as project files, closure documents, historical information, etc. And in the end, we'll create a final example such as this. The final report for our project will have the content of 1. Project goals and objective. 2. Summary of the project product, which is the result. 3. Start date and finish date. 4. Costs, including the plan and realization costs. 5. Project assessment. 6. Approaches in measuring the benefit of the project each year, with some appendix stating the project management documentation and product-related documentation. The Appendix A, the project management documentation, will consist business case, project charter, team contracts, statement of work, work-based structure, and Gantt chart, which consists baseline and actual Gantt chart. It also will contain risk lists presented sorted by risk priority, status report, contract files, lesson learned report, final presentation, and acceptance letter from sponsors. The Appendix B for the product-related documentation will list survey and the result, summary of input from the users, output content, informational for conducting post-audit, which is measurement of project benefit, a guidance of implementing the post-audit, with some word of advice. Conduct any project following these practices. 1. Use your common sense. 2. Uphold the truth and morality in your project. 3. Do your job and expect others to do it professionally. 3. Learn and evolve in each process of the project, because it's not static but somewhat dynamic, flowing with the changes in environment and condition. And that's the end of our course for project management series. I thank you for your attention. May this course give you all the involved party a new understanding, at least a basic and rudimentary understanding of the project management science. Live long and prosper. This is Joko Christian. See you later in other tutorials. Bye-bye.